What up, T?
We're late.
What up, T?
I know, right? The one person that we know read this book. I thought more people read it. I bought the physical copy.
I don't know, man. I like this book.
I like it too. I don't love it.
No,
it was not a 5-star for me.
I don't think it was a perfect book because
Move your arm.
It was more of like a.
What'd I do?
You broke it, Vic. It was more of a kind of like a fun book. It was just like fun. There weren't any real stakes. The only stakes were like what he made for himself. Like the whole point of the thing.
No kidding.
No. I mean, the stakes were like.
I know. I made a joke.
The whole point that he only has this left. This is the only thing that he thinks is left in his life, right?
Yeah.
And if he fails, his life is gonna like he's just depressed and sad, and that's the only.
Besides
stakes.
money, his life sucks.
Yeah, but he can't do anything with the money. He doesn't care about the money, right? He has so much money that he doesn't really care.
So, Exiled read it. T said I enjoyed it. Not a 5 stars, maybe a 3.75.
But better
That's
than
fair.
all those other crappy books that we've been reading lately, right? All those like dumb.
I don't even remember. Chasing the Boogeyman was not good.
And then like there's been a couple of bad ones that it's just been like, ugh. Like this was different. And I think a lot of people that if our people read it, if our Discord read it. What's wrong? Are you
trying to make this stay?
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be like that, but it's a little loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine I had to take off and retighten.
I was thinking of making it a 4.
See, so let me see. That what I just said was my only issue with it. Was that there weren't any real stakes, right? There weren't any real so it felt like no matter what happened, it's kind of like everybody's going to be okay, you know? Like it's not really
because it's a video game.
The only thing that really I think the stakes are
he could lose his weapon.
I was say Jake.
Jake.
Frank, right? Losing Frank, and I feel like Frank doesn't want to be lost though. Like I think he secretly likes I forgot his name, the main character.
But can he secretly like him? Wasn't he like programmed not to like him?
He was programmed to not like mages.
But
you notice that slowly he keeps being a little bit nicer, giving him a little bit more information.
Well, and he doesn't like his dad anymore.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny. T said that's my issue with it too. See, I don't mind that.
I don't mind it either.
Because there's still stakes because he could lose Frank. Like things can happen to him in this world. Like obviously he spent several $1 million on this game to the point where like he really wants.
Goosebumps when you said several million. I'm just thinking like, oh my God.
Like he clearly wants this game to work for him and he wants it like something to do and like have. I don't know if he cares about friends, but
it definitely is a character like building thing. Like it was all about him slowly maturing and realizing, hey, I can't really do this by myself. I feel like I need help from people.
Yeah, I feel like it was a bit long, like drawn out. Technically, like we had a lot of information given to us that I didn't think all of it was 100% necessary. But, what was I gonna say? Damn it! What was my main issue with it? I had a main issue and now I lost it.
I don't know. Let's see what T has to say. Maybe you'll remember.
That was a cheap shot from him, buying everything for him. I agree. I don't really like the fact that he did that, but I don't really think our main character is supposed to be like a really likable character in the beginning.
No,
like he did a jerk move, right? Like, and he really did, and I think he realizes that. Obviously, because he did eventually let other people in. He picked that guild. I was kind of shocked at the end when he didn't join the guild. But didn't he do it for like a non-selfish reason? Like he didn't want to bring them down with him.
Yeah.
Because everyone was gonna follow him. That gave me little heart feels. The thing that I didn't really love is like, I wanted to know more of like the technicalities. So like, they mentioned several times how people had to leave the game and do things and like leave to like eat real food and leave to like, and they don't ever talk about him doing that. Ned.
Yeah, Ned, that's his name. Yeah.
They never explain him doing that.
He ever
but
left.
I think you have to. Like, they don't talk about this rig being like able to clean up your bathroom messes and junk. Like, I don't know.
Maybe
Like,
he's cathetered.
I think like the technical part of me just wants to know, like, how do you poop? Like, where does the poop go?
Maybe like when you sit on it, it's like a toilet seat.
That's crazy.
Or like maybe it's like the Matrix.
I think he must have logged out and they just didn't tell us.
Maybe it's like the Matrix.
No, I think he logged out and like whatever. The game world lit RPG genre isn't my favorite because, as you said, there really aren't any stakes as it's just a game. That said, it was really good, funny, in the right places.
So I think there are some that have the right stakes, but it has to be set up properly. Like this past month, I've read a couple, and I feel like they all try to make it a big deal. And I think this one, for me, since I read a lot, I watch a lot of anime that's this style, and then read a lot of the books, it was a nice, like, refreshing thing where, like, there weren't those stakes. Well, so it was like, it could just be like about the characters and about being fun, as opposed to most of the other ones, they're stuck in there. There was another one I read that it's the end of the world is ending, so they're transferring their brains into this video game, basically, like digitizing themselves.
That was in Black Mirror, right? That whole concept.
Yeah.
When you're dying, like they upload your memories.
Well, no, and then there was
brain.
also the one that they make a copy of you, and your copy is like your slave. It's like your personal assistant. Because who could be a better personal assistant than yourself, you know? But then at that point, you basically your consciousness wakes up in this room that's a digital room, and the problem with that is that now it's like you're literally killing yourself, right? So because there's that whole thing of
yeah. You know what though? Like I think there are different levels of stakes. Like when we think of stakes, we think of death, right? But
end of the world.
There are definitely stakes in this world. Like he has things to lose. He lost a lot of his reputation that he gained, or whatever they call it.
It's more of like a realistic stakes.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's more like what a regular person, like if you're trying to be number one, or if you're trying to, you know, be the best at something, it's more real. It's not the end of the world, but maybe it is for you because it means a lot. Like, right? It's like somebody trying to go to the Olympics and not being good enough, or, you know, being on the cusp. Like will you make it or won't you make it? Will you get the gold or will you just, you know, get pushed over? And then if you have like 3 days head start or whatever, and you still suck, you still lose. That's
kind of what happened to him. But he did have some accomplishments, like the fact that he had that tree and he has the inn.
So he has a lot of things that are building up to when he gets the achievements.
Well, you also
it'll
read the next
make
book.
up for it. I'm not talking about that.
I know,
that
but
happened
still.
in that, right, where people are starting to catch up, and he's just like, did the other people join by the end of this game?
Yeah.
This book, I mean, okay. I wasn't sure what happened at the end.
Yeah, so at the end,
I don't remember.
Is when the big head, like super popular
YouTuber
streamer was like, hey, join me. And he was like, nah. And he's like, all right, I'm going to kill you and take Frank.
Yeah.
And then he denied the guild. I liked the ending a lot. I think I will continue. I am super, super crazy behind on my books that I have to read still.
I think I like the second one a little bit more, because as much as I like origin stuff, like setting up and like the rules of the world, like the second one is nice because it doesn't have all of that. Like, oh, these are the rules of the world. Like, this is how it works. Like, there's no intro to it. It's just like it picks up right where it left off. Literally, like the second it stops, that's where the other one picks up. And it's just like, just a nice, fun.
Yeah, I feel like the audiobook is a little rough too. Like listening to statistics on audio, like it's always been a little rough for me. Like if you look in the book, it's so much easier to like go through these. See, like quickly you can see the grade, the item level, the slot.
Oh, that's nice. I wish I had that.
Yeah, it's like so much easier to read than listen to it like at a slow pace. So T said maybe he was sitting on his toilet during all of the book. Now, you had that, like, crazy gaming rig.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like a full, like, immersion thing, right? You put your whole body into it, and then you're, like, inside of it. I read another book where it was, like, you had to be in, like, a gel, because, like, if they shut down your brain completely so that your arms and stuff don't move, your brain doesn't believe that you're in the other world, so you still feel like you're just seeing.
Wait, what is this?
It's another book.
Oh.
Like, another VR, like you know, full rig type thing, but it's like a gel, and it costs a lot of money, so only the rich could really do it. Regular people couldn't afford to, because you got to like regularly replace the gel, because otherwise, because it still lets you move, but it slows your movements down so you don't like hurt yourself or anything when you're like running around and doing stuff.
Exile said, yep, the second one was better, much more of a story. I finished it last week.
And what about House, right? House is like one of my favorite characters. Like, it's just whenever she opens her mouth, it's like the best stuff comes out. It's so good.
She's a good character in this, but I don't think I know her well enough. Like, she's like not in 90% of it. Like, she's when she comes to the world, she is going off doing things on her own, and then she's stayed behind for this big raid to kind of build up the inn and like his what do you call it, his infrastructure, whatever he's like building. I honestly feel like I shockingly remember this book pretty well.
Yeah, it was like a simple thing, and there wasn't a lot of time. It was like over 3 days, right? So it was 3 days.
Like 5 or 7, I would say, because they joined after 3 days, and then.
So the game went on past the 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So but still, this whole book only being 5 days worth is nice, because you can get all the little details of what happened in that 24-hour span. And it's nice, as opposed to certain books that, it's a lot harder to keep up with, because like so much time goes by, so many people, so many different characters' point of views. I really liked it. I really did.
House is hilarious. See if the coast is clear.
I'm inside joke, Meek. You got to read it.
I'm so behind.
Okay, so here's the thing. Read that and take it literally. What would you do? What would you do if you were going to read that and literally...
Take it literally like an ocean coast, right?
Okay, so what would you do if I told you to check...
See if it is clear.
Yeah.
Try to see if it's see-through.
Okay, all right. Not quite, but, close enough.
I don't understand that part about House, though. She's this super crazy, intelligent AI that has access to anything and everything she could ever want on the internet, yet she doesn't understand, like, our terms like that. It doesn't make sense.
Being human is really weird, Meek.
I guess.
It's really weird.
She said, I'm surprised he let her come in the game since the creator hates him. I get that she's special, but still.
But remember, it was because she was a one-of-a-kind AI that he wants to get his hands on to save the world.
Wasn't that the whole thing? Like, his father created her.
No. His father didn't. It was the other guy that created, but his father was, like, funding the guy.
But basically, like...
guy. And he had the only, like what is it called? Prototype of...
Yeah, and then they shut down that project or something, so she's the only one that exists.
Yeah, his father wasn't like a genius. He was just like a businessman, like a very smart businessman. But he wasn't like a
I do
scientist.
like how they talk about how he actually was very successful at what his father did, but he didn't morally agree with it.
Yeah.
So he stopped doing it.
They explain more in the second book.
I liked it. It was fun and enjoyable.
It was, right? Yeah.
I really want to read the second one. I don't know when, but hopefully soon.
I liked it. I thought it was a good book. Shadeslinger by Kyle Kirrin.
I like these books.
Dang,
the
I'm
covers.
Good. I know names. Yeah, they look good.
Mine came a little damaged.
Did you see the second? Wait, did he end up having this weapon at the end of the first book?
I don't freaking remember
he
that
had a different
stuff.
weapon, right?
Maybe.
Okay,
he was kind of given new stuff
one.
throughout, wasn't he? Like his team or his like guild that he was.
I just realized that I never actually seen the physical book. I've only seen a little picture of it, and this is the first time I'm actually seeing the bearded axe, because he's a bearded axe.
What do you mean bearded?
That's the type of axe that he is. You know how they have like a bastard sword or like a great sword. He's a bearded axe. It's I guess the type of axe that he is. I don't know what the bearded part means.
That, like, see, I get confused, though, because I know that the guild gave him a lot of equipment and stuff, like armor and weapons and stuff like that, and I never really paid attention to, like, what they were. English is... Wait. Hey, English is the hardest language to learn. Try explaining that to a computer. And T said English is not the hardest language. I don't know. I've heard both sides. I've heard people say English is super difficult, and I've heard people say it's not. I feel like some people are just easier to pick up languages
I
than
think
others.
I really just think it's what you grow up learning. You know, like if you learn Japanese, you grew up in Japan and you know Japanese is your first language. A language like English or
It's
any
very
other Latin
difficult.
language is going to be much more difficult.
The
And
sounds alone, like they don't make those sounds in Japanese.
yeah, and vice versa. You know, like even like Russian and like German. You know,
Yeah.
um,
I
I
think any language and just learning like the different things like the sentence structures and things like that is so different in every language.
Yep.
It's hard to learn any second language that
Yep.
you're not born with. I feel like because I was raised speaking English, it's not difficult to me, but then when I've had several Japanese friends through the years that, they teach me Japanese and I teach them English and they struggle.
English is my second language.
It is. But
So,
like Japanese people do tend to have a difficult time with English as far as like
what? Say it. Say it.
like
Vampire.
sentence structure is a big because they don't have past tense or no, they don't have future tense in Japanese. So they only have present and past. So that concept is very hard for them sometimes to grasp.
What about languages that have masculine and feminine for
That's
every
difficult.
single thing?
But Japanese has their own type of thing with that. Like they have
No, I'm not saying that. Japanese is just
Oh.
the most foreign language that you have the most experience with.
mm,
That's the thing. So you know all these things. I'm sure all languages have their own. Why are we talking about
I
languages?
don't know.
Jeez.
Chelsea says she really likes the covers. They are pretty.
Yeah.
That's all I really
don't
have.
know.
I just had a fun time.
I think I'm gonna give it like a 4.5, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it more, and the second one, I think they're both gonna be 4.5s. Because they weren't like perfect. Like the type of fantasy that they were wasn't like really my favorite type of fantasy. Like I like more like, I don't know, crazy stuff. It wasn't. It also wasn't as puzzly to me. Like the combats, I didn't really care about. I cared about more when the combat was over. Now, like Andrew Rowe, when there's combat, I pay attention more because the combat is just more fun to me. Like it's more of like, cool anime stuff is happening. Like I'm just like picturing it in my head. I'm like, yes, this is so cool. Like like that part where Karis was running around. He was fighting Corrin's mom. Remember that? Okay, so anyway, he was fighting Corrin's mom and like some other like high level guys, and like there was the guy filming them basically with his brain, like the recording, like the images, and like he like runs by him and he like looks at him and he's just like, okay, he just like kind of leaves him there, and I just like imagine him like running through like Naruto style, and then like looking over and then like continuing to run and then like fight stuff. But I'm just like, yeah, that was cool.
I gave the second one a 5. I read the first one last year before I started rating things. I would probably give it a 4.5 for the first one.
Nice. Yeah. I'm gonna rate them together right now because that's just how I feel like doing it. And also,
well, you read them back to back.
I read them back to back,
Yeah.
so it's like I feel like they kind of just, it was one whole story to me, and 4.5 seems right based on my other 5s. I feel like 4.5 seems right. It's still really good though. 4.5 is really good.
Did his race change? I got a little confused by that.
He
No one can like be his race now
anymore, but whoever is his race
is still
gives him renown. Whenever they get any
Okay.
renown, he also
So
gets.
he's still an elf.
He is, but I think he evolved past. He's like another
Which
level.
kind of elf is
He's
he?
like a new race. I don't know,
But what was he?
like a dusk elf or some.
No, they were like he was one of the bad
blood,
ones, right?
Bone, blood.
But he was like one of the bad ones.
Yeah, he was one of the bad ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I liked like the dynamic of those two races together. Too.
That's crazy for like a person or a character to be able to eradicate race in a game. Like that's nuts.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Any other thoughts about this book, anyone? He drank a blood vial and it changed his exact race. Oh yeah, I forgot about him drinking that blood.
Me too. I read that like 2 months ago. That book. This book.
Yeah, you did read it before March even started, I think.
I think I was finishing the second one when March started.
What is the date of our next book club?
I shall find it for you.
everyone knows about this book lately. It has been blowing up YouTube or BookTube, the Atlas 6. I wasn't cool enough to get the original copy.
Ooh, the 24th. We only got 4 weeks.
So I got the redone copy by Tor, but this will be April 24th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. I don't think it's that long. Ooh, look at this pretty. It's different too. Maybe I'm wrong. This seems kind of long. Well, 360-ish. That's not bad. I want to look at the Nike.
That looks nice. Are you going to show it? No. We haven't done a book haul on this yet, right?
No.
You didn't even show the naked.
I can't. Okay. Seek if you wish, but as with all knowledge, whatever follows will be yours to bear alone. Each decade, only 6 most uniquely talented magicians are selected to earn a place in the Alexandrian Society, the foremost secret society in the world. The chosen will secure a life of power and prestige beyond their wildest dreams, but at what cost?
There can only be like 4 or something.
Each of the 6 new recruits has their reasons for accepting, even if it means growing closer than they could have imagined to their most dangerous enemies or risking unforgivable betrayal from their most trusted allies. They will fight tooth and nail for the right to join the ranks, even if it means they won't all survive the year. I hope they don't actually all survive.
So it's just 6 kids in this.
I don't know if they're kids.
It's not a school thing. You said it was a school.
I don't know. I thought it was.
Jesus, Meek, you got to stop telling me the wrong things. You're like, it's a magic school. That does not sound like a magic school whatsoever.
I read that part yesterday. I didn't read it, but I've been lurking since the beginning of the video.
You said it was a magic school.
I thought it was. I'm sorry.
You got to stop lying to me.
It seems cool, though. I don't think they're kids.
I don't think you're a kid.
I'm pretty sure it's an adult book. Anyone read this can tell me. I hope you guys do read it and join the book club. I know a few people said they're going to read it.
So that means T will read it and us.
I know T will read it. I got the audiobook for us today.
Oh, great.
It doesn't sound interesting at all.
It just sounds weird. I don't know. It's like a fantasy book.
Sorry, I thought you liked fantasy.
It's just like I'm just kind of bored of like the same thing. But I will read it.
You just read like 17 of the same lit RPG style books, okay?
Yeah.
So you're not bored of the same thing over and over. You're just bored of maybe general fantasy.
That's what I said. I've read so much fantasy that I want to like.
Oh, yeah.
I want a different take on fantasy.
So Chelsea got the book from the library and T owns it already.
Well,
I
Chelsea,
think Christy gave it to T.
You better read it.
Do you have the original? Because they changed stuff, and I'm interested to see what they changed.
But how would she know?
Well, when we talk about it, maybe things will be changed.
I don't think it'll change that much. It's probably for
I heard certain things changed pretty significantly from the original.
Probably not.
You can't find the original now, though, and I don't want to dish out a bunch of money for it, so.
Who cares?
I don't.
It's probably like a 3 or 4 out of 5 at best. I doubt that this is going to be a 5. Based on the synopsis, it's not a 5. There's no freaking way. Project Hail Mary will never happen again. Okay?
Yes, it will.
That'll never happen again where we have a stupid synopsis.
And it's like amazing.
And then it's a really good book. That'll never happen again. I'm sorry.
Maybe. I feel like a lot of books, though, like...
We're just jaded. We just, like, look at
Dude,
things,
I'm definitely...
And I'm just like, ugh.
I'm having such a hard time this year, guys. We're going to film our wrap-up right after this. But, excuse me, I've been having such a difficult time this year. Finding books that I'm enjoying. I'm just, like, definitely jaded and just, like, want to give up. I've already DNF'd, like, 3 or 4 books this year. I'm just, like... It's depressing. I think I'd have to buy the audio. I don't think either of my libraries have it on Libby. I have the original, but if I get the audio, it will be the same as yours. True. Yeah, because they didn't have an audio for the original.
Oh, because this is the one that was originally self-published, and then it got published by a publisher, and then they may have changed some things to make it politically correct or something like that.
No, I think they just streamlined it more. Probably just like it actually got edited by like a company that maybe
They were
took
like,
some
hey,
things out or
you
changed some things.
misspelled 85 words.
No, I doubt it was that bad.
Hey,
It was probably
this
just plot
makes
and like
no sense. Hey, Chekhov's gun.
hey.
Hey.
I always applaud authors though that can like go from self-publishing to like regular publish, because we all know certain self-published authors get like really snooty over people trying to make changes to their books. So the fact that this person allowed them to do that, I give them props. They probably just wanted to make a lot of money, but it's hard when you create something and then someone tells you they want to change it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I already read that. I think that's it.
Okay.
I hope you guys join us for the Atlas 6. I hope it doesn't suck. And
April 24th.
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Arigatou gozaimashita.
All right, guys. Make sure you like the video before you go, please.
Onegaishimasu.
Say bye, Meek.
Bye, Meek.
Bye, bye, bye.